Yeah, Harish, I think we had a discussion yesterday. This sessions will be keep going, Harish. Python, this tracks will keep going. Once even completed, after completed, we will have workshops on some important topics so that you can keep on upskilling yourself, Harish, on this Python related one. So no problem with that. This thing. So just trying to, yeah, it's recording now. I'm sharing my screen, and please confirm if you can see my screen and if my voice is audible to all of you, so that we can start this discussion. Yeah. Just please, can you please confirm if my in the chat or even in my or voice, am I audible and if screen is visible to all of you? Okay, thank you. Now let us see. Today we'll finish up this one, these modules, because we have many other topics. Maybe there are many more important use cases to implement. Yeah, so this is what we are doing in the last class, if I remember. Right? By now you should have that clarity. What is module? How to import module? I believe it was a very good session last week on modules, and we understood how to create packages, Python packages, and not what is difference between a normal directory and Python package. And I told that clearly, right? So both are almost same, but the difference, because I am very clear, I clearly remember this thing between Python package and a directory. Because when we create these Python files when while doing automation, that folder usually doesn't have init.py, and that we have the tool which we are using, it will ask us, this is we don't you don't have this init.py file, should I add that into this folder? It will ask that. We have some specific tool for our organization, not like this PyCharm, or not like this Anaconda, not like Jupyter. They are, I believe they are not allowed in our organization. So but our tool is more sophisticated. Just let me just go to the Python thing. Just giving you an idea, friends, like, but point is simple. When you are working with any Python package, the important thing is it should have that init.py, placing that init.py. It is an empty, if just an empty file even is enough. That makes your Python file folder, sorry, that folder as a Python package. That is important, friends. Okay, just a minute. This is getting switched to our Python project now from Selenium 1. So, and meanwhile, you can see some quick questions as well. Maybe if you are interested, we can do some certification as well and on Python. Even I am thinking to do certification on Python as well. So if you are interested also, I'll guide you how to do the certification. We accomplish that certifications. Okay. So this is the one I believe we are doing last class. And I believe this test ABC, we had discussed like how to import this module uh, in from one module into another module, the importance of import statement, and we had discussed like how to import a module, how to import a package, different things we had discussed in the last class. So you can see these are all we had created last class for demo purpose. We have created, you can see here. We created a directory and we converted directory to package by just adding that init file. And we have observed that very clearly in the last class. I believe you had that clarity from last session. But no problem. If you have any questions, as always, right, you can always stay back after class. I can help you to understand to whatever it is needed. Okay, you can always come up with those questions. Okay. Today this is a little slow. Not sure why. Every day it will. I don't see this problem with my laptop, but for some reason it is little struggling. Okay, now it's fine. So this is what we created last class. We created a simple two packages, Python packages, one test one, two test two. And we try to import that modules from Python packages. Let's add few more files for learning purpose so that it would be easy for you to understand while working with built-in packages or predefined packages. It would be helpful for everyone, friends. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll add few more files. Okay. Something like new Python file, some a1.py. I'm just adding a few quick files. Otherwise, some abc1.py. Okay. And let's add some a equal, just add some random values. No problem. B equals some 20. Okay, something like this. Just enough. I am just adding only two variables. And this assume that this is a very big module. Any Python program, we had discussed very important things in last session. What is a Python module? Actually, if you, this is a quick question. What is a Python module? Right? Python module is simply speaking any Python file with .py is a Python module. You know very well. It can be small or big. You know, Python module means it can have everything inside that. It can have variables, it can have methods, it can have classes, because that is what we have in Python. And all those things can be there inside a Python file. Right. So I just added only variables. If you want, you can add variables, you can add methods, you can add classes, how many ever you want. It depends on need and necessity of project. But for us, as we are in a learning this thing, so what we do is just add some variables just for testing, understanding the usage of modules, usage of packages, right? All this stuff, friends. So adding one abc.py. Similarly, let's add few more just for testing purpose. Okay, so that it would be easy. And we have two different directories, test1 and test2. Next abc2.py and then abc3.py. Let's add as many as possible so that you get a little broad understanding of these modules and packages and imports, different types of imports in Python, like regular import and then from import, all these things you understand, friends. Okay. So what is this one? Powering on our this thing. Just a minute, friends. Something is okay. Recording is happening. Okay, no problem. You are able to see my screen, right? You don't have any problem. I'm seeing something blocking the top view. No problem. So see, you can see we created two packages, test one, test two, and few more are there, test three, test five, all this. And then the very important points, keep in mind, friends. Again, I'm trying to repeat again and again because these are important things. Okay. So when you, just a quick questions for you about this is what is it? I'll ask here because these are questions, right? Which is the file that should be there in a Python package? So if by looking at that, you can confirm that this is a Python package. So there is a simple question like we have a folder, we have two folders. Okay, this is a small use case I'm asking. So one is just a regular folder. Okay, the other one is a Python package, right? So the quick question is by looking at these two, when you look from outside, both are just folders. If it is Python package or Python normal folder, both look same, friends. But how do you decide that or confirm that a folder is a folder and a folder is a Python package? How do you confirm? Right? There are two quick questions. Please answer in the chat box. So before I continue, this is very important thing to understand. What difference it makes to that Python package? If it is a Python package, always by default, a Python package should have this underscore underscore init underscore dot py file. Okay, it can be an empty file. You don't need to add anything. Just create create a file just and rename it with init underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. So one always remember this thing. A Python package should have this init.py file. It's a standard. Even if you don't have, no problem. See, still it is a package. But technically, if you want to make some folder as a Python package, this must exist. This is a standard we should follow. Just remember, friends. Even we can import regular folders like Python package. But this is the difference. What is we have to observe, friends. I hope this is clear for all of you. Right. So remember this always. And modules means, again, you are very clear about module and any Python file. All these are modules, something with .py. And we can create whatever you want in this. So this is two differences. Next, third thing. Okay, I'm quickly recapping. Okay, importing. So how to import these modules, packages, all that. Right. Suppose I'm just giving you a quick glance, like I want to import all this one by one. So I have test ABC, or otherwise let's create a new file so that you get a clear idea. It's like quick recap only. I'm not doing anything new in this session so far. We are discussing what we had already learned. So it is just a quick recap. So you just take a file and then test some XYZ. I'm just keeping it as text XYZ.py. So now this is there inside test2 package. Now I want to use this members from test1 package. See, there are two things here. I think we are going little deeper here now. There are two things in this. One, we have Python packages here and we have Python modules here. Don't get confused, friends. Package means that folder, right? So where we keep all these Python programs. And technically, Python programs can also be modules. Remember these things, friends. Okay. Now, the point is, see, when you have these two things, let's get to this point. So we have Python packages, okay, and modules. Now the question is how to import these two. How to import packages. There are two things, right? One thing is packages. Or how to import packages and how to import, what is it, friends, modules. This is the question now. So we have two questions, but this is so simple. So the way we import either package or module is same, but we need to understand more clearly about these differences, right? So to import any either package or a module or packages or modules from the same package or from different packages, one thing we always use is import. We should use import. And here in Python, we have two types of import, friends. How many types of imports? Two types of imports. Okay. Okay, see here. One is regular import. Okay. And second one is what we call from import. These two are very much needed. You need to have a clear picture. Okay. We have two types of imports. Regular and from import, friends. Already we had some discussion about regular imports in the last class, something like this. Generally, regular import look like this. What is it? Something like import space, some package name. Okay. Something like this. Okay, this is a name. I think we can apply dot star, I think, but we'll check that. Okay. Our package name dot module name like this. So this is how we should import, I believe. Dot star, I doubt if we can apply directly, but we'll see all different scenarios today. And similarly, this is how we should import anything. Okay. Package name dot module one. Again, same package name dot module two, something like this. This is regular import. Okay. Dot dot dot. In that way, you can import how many other modules you want from the same package or from different packages are here. So we imported few modules from package one, some one package name one. It might be package name one. Similarly, if you want to import members from another package, you can simply apply one more. Here, you can add one more import. Just giving you a clear idea before we jump into the practical implementation. See, you can also import one more package here, like package name to dot module package name again. Sorry, just a minute, friends. This is taking time to not needed. So package name to dot module name, something like this. Yeah, module name one, module name two, something like this. In this way, you can import how many other modules you want from whichever package you want. You can add how many imports you want you want to your program. So this is a quick idea, friends. Okay, fine. So now if you see here, these are all different files what we have in this package. So we should import all this. So how do you do that? We can do like this, import some ABC. If you say ABC1, we can't get it. What should we do? We should say, because test XYZ is in different package. It's in test2. So we should use a fully qualified name here. Two things are important again while working with these packages. What is it? So one is full path of your module or package. Full path means absolute path, what we call. Absolute means complete path. Second one, relative path. These are important terminologies you need to learn actually. Relative path means just that file name. That's all. You don't need anything like that package dot module dot some sub module dot. That is not needed. Okay. Relative path means just that file name. You don't need that full path, right? That package one dot, package two dot, something like that. Sometimes in this directory in test1, you can create another subfolder. In that subfolder, you can have another subfolder. Then each subfolder becomes a sub package. And to access again subfolder, you should use outer folder dot, inner folder dot, otherwise outer package dot, inner package dot, that module name. So if you want to reach out to module, at the end, we are importing a module. Remember, friends, any package. Our end goal is to import a module because our actual data exists in these modules. And our goal is to reach to that module. How to reach it? If it is in a directory, we should say that package name dot that module name. If there are subdirectories, some test1, then some ABC1 and BBC1, there are folders, not modules. I mean sub packages. Then we should say outer package dot, inner package dot, inner again sub package dot. It should go and until we reach to the module. I'll show one by one. Okay, I don't want to confuse you now. We'll go one by one. We'll create few more sub packages and then we will also cover that concept of sub package so that you get a clear picture about playing with these packages. Okay. So and modules as well. Now you can see we are focusing on importing modules from test1 directory into test2. You can see here text xyz file. What should I do now? If I simply say if I should import these files, these modules from test1, it's not possible. What should we do? I should say that package name dot, you can see here test1 dot. Now you can see when we say that this is full path. Here we are using what, friends? We are using full path. What is it? Package name dot that when I say that package name, immediately it is showing all that modules that exist in that package. You can see here ABC1. Similarly, if you want to import other modules as well, simply what you can do, if you can put comma and then you can import. This is one choice. Test1 dot again ABC2 comma test1 dot again ABC3, something like this. Okay, it's up to you. Other or else there is another way. You can import each one separately like this. Import test1 dot ABC, test2 dot again test1 dot ABC2, import test1 dot ABC3. Which one you want to use? You choose that, friends. Either we can do this import of modules in one go, in one shot, in one statement, like this. How? Import ABC test1 dot ABC1 again followed by comma test1 dot ABC2 comma test1 dot ABC3, like this. You can import like this. Or what? Or you can import each module separately like this, like in line, like if you like how we see at line 3, line 4, line 5, friends. If you ask me which one to choose, Manoram, it's up to you, friends. If you want to follow, I mean, the approach at line 1, you can choose that, or else you can choose the approach at line 3, line 4, line 5. I recommend something like at line 3, line 4, line 5, friends, because importing explicitly each module separately is a good recommended one. Then like this, it's up to you. We have finally, it's up to you how you want to go. But if it is me, I will import each one separately like this in my real programming. When I was working in my this thing automations, what I do is I import each module separately like this. I hope this is clear, friends. Right. But I think you should have got some quick idea. Suppose there is another module test3. Now test3 has some file here. See here, not module. Sorry, friends. Another package. We have another package test3. There is some file here, something like some AAA. Now it has some data, some x10, y20, something like this, some variables. You can add functions, you can add methods or classes, anything into this, friends. But I'm just adding quick variables for testing purpose. Right. So adding some variables here, you can see just for testing and keep it like that. Just now, suppose now we are just trying to import modules from one package into another one. Suppose we have multiple packages and then we need to import modules from multiple packages. Then how do you do? Suppose I want to import this A from test3. Same process is same now. Again, if you want to do that, import that test3. So you can see when we say test, it is showing all the packages with the test. Okay, you can see which one we need to import now, test3. Dot, which one you want, again the sub module A. So we have imported this, right? You can see here, friends, this is one more approach. So in this way, by now you should be clear. This import is simple for any module or any package. It is simple for any package. Just if you say import space that package dot that module name, friends, that's all for any package or any module. Okay, so this is absolute path here. And let us see one more this thing, if it works in Python or not, or import. Generally, this is recommended one. What is that? What we are doing is recommended. This is explicit import of each module from a package. And we are just trying one more, something like test1 dot star. Let's see if this works in Python. This works in Java for this packages in Java. it works. But in Python, when we put like this, you can see here, when we just declare like this, you can see here, friends, we are seeing an error. It's asking identifier expected. So I don't think this comma is needed in Python. We don't use any commas or semicolons in Python. Sorry, we don't use any semicolons in Python, not needed, like in Java or C or C++. Okay, this is not allowed actually. So we can just remove this now. Dot star scenario is not allowed with regular imports. Maybe I believe you can apply this with from import. We'll talk about it. Right? This is clear, right? By now you should have a clear idea about importing a package and a module by using regular imports. This is regular import. This kind of import is a regular import, and then you can just quickly test it those values, like how to test it, something like print. You can do whatever operations you want with those modules or with those members imported from that modules or from that Python files. But here I'm just printing those variables. Like again, once you import, that is not enough. What you have to do again, if you want to print something, what we should do, we have to use this, copy this full path, absolute path, come here and then paste here. Sorry. And then if you want to access any data from this module ABC1 from test1 package, then what should we do? Then we should say that we have to use this full path, absolute path, and then put dot. Now you can see this. If you can see this variables from that module, you can see here, or we can see that members from that module. Here we have just only variables, so it is showing variables. If that module has methods, it will show that methods. If it has classes, it will show that classes. So whatever objects exist in that module, all that will be shown here. But we have just only variables printing it. Again, if I want to print one more variable, that B, another variable B, we have to print it like this. Just importing a package like this alone is not enough, friends. While using those members from package or objects from package, objects means your variables, your methods, your classes, all those are objects. While using them, you have to use a full path or absolute path. Then only we can have access to those members from that specific module or package. Then you ask me a question. This looks too lengthy for us. Then even every time should we use this lengthy paths or lengthy? Should we use this absolute paths? Answer is yes. But we have an alternative this thing for this to avoid this lengthy naming standards, to use this lengthy names. What is that? For your packages, if you see that this is difficult every time to use this much of what is it, friends? Means lengthy paths. We can simplify this using this imports by using alias names. For your modules, you can apply some aliases, something like A1. Instead of using test1.abc1, we can create aliases when you are doing this imports. And this is actually a most recommended practice if you are working in a real programming. Okay, so make sure if you think that your this import paths are lengthy, or if they are little bigger, then we can simplify those paths by using this alias names here. So you can say I just created the first one as a A1 and second one as A2, right? And choose this alias names as meaningful names. I'm just adding something like this, but make sure when you are working in a real project, okay, provide some meaningful aliases so that you don't have a conflict of alias from one alias to another one. Okay. So similarly, you can create one more alias like this. Okay. as A3, as A, something like this. Now, this is what, so again, a quick point here, how to simplify lengthy paths which you are importing through which you are importing in our Python programs. Paths in sense, this package dot modules, all this. If it is too big, how do you simplify that imports? Right, that is the question. So we can simplify the imports by using this what we call, friends, by using this aliases, right? So using aliases, we can simplify this lengthy imports or big import statements. Right here, now you can see once you create aliases, you don't need to add this big import. This much big imports are not needed. So what you should do, but remember, when you are using, if you want to have access to any members from some module by using this kind of import, then you have to use that full path. Without that, you can't have access to these members. Remember that, friends. But now what we can do, as we are using aliases, we can remove this. Only when you import for first time, so we need to use this full path. Once you have this alias, then every time you don't need to use this full path, but you can choose that alias. Suppose something like A1.a. This is enough now. And again here, see how simple now. A1 again A1.b. See, similarly, you can check for remaining as well. See here, A2 dot, we don't know what is there inside this. Let's try what is, nothing is there in A2. Just remember, just leave it. Okay, let me just see if anything is there. Nothing is there. Yes. So that's why it's not showing anything. You can ignore it. Then go for A3 then. A3 dot. Even in this, nothing is there. Then ignore it. And third one, A dot X. Okay. And then in this A from test3 package, again A dot Y. Now by now you should be clear on these things, friends, right? How? Now when you look at this imports, by looking at import itself, now you can understand that first one is package name, the and dot after dot, this is module name, so that you can easily understand now, right? And apart from that, whenever you see as, and after as, if you see something, these are alias names, and these are optional. Aliases are optional. If you think that your imports are little bigger, just to simplify that big import names, we are using aliases here, right? And then you can see now, once we use aliases at the bottom, if you look at this prints, it is much more simplified now. To while accessing members, we are not using full paths here, right? Full import paths, but we are just choosing aliases to access members. Now run this quickly. Right click, run test XYZ. You can see all the values. Of course, you can add much more meaningful print statements. I'm just directly printing them. Right. If you wish, we know, right? We have that format method, apply format and try to print it. Okay. Something like the value of right A from ABC1 package. So you can just add like this if you want, test1 dot ABC1 and put a placeholder, is placeholder, close double quotes and then apply format. And then what you can do, you remember this, right? This is very meaningful print statement, and close your print here over. Similarly, if you wish, you can copy and paste, and you can have output from all this like however you want. Okay, value of B. Okay, but if it is a real this thing, even we don't know what exactly will be there, but only after importing we come to know. Okay, so like this, just try to print B. Now okay, so let's try to print this as well. Okay. Something like printing X, and here we can simply say A dot X, and here also we can remove this last one, not last one, second. This is repetition, duplicate one, removing that, and then this is from, what is it? Test 2 dot, this is test 3. A again, test 3 dot A. Right. So now then print this Y here. The X already X is printed. Now this is how you can apply add format to your code. Run this now. You can see more organized output here. Right. You can also simplify this code. This is like a use case for you. Instead of I tried to import this hard coded values here in the print statements. You can add, you assume that these are needed in many places. Then you can add this packages, this import package dot module name is there, right? You can add to some list or something, and you can read it from list and substitute in these print statements. If you think that we are using this package name or module name in many places, okay, you can also just add some more code to that and then simplify that prints here, right? So, but anyhow, but if you look at the output here, you can see that we are getting expected output. Hope this is clear, friends. The other two modules don't have anything, so we are not printing anything from ABC2 and ABC3. You can ignore them for now. If you want to test them as well, put some data in that and then try to add some variables, add some methods, add some classes, and then you can play with this imports, friends. But there is lot of observation here, learning here in this 40 minutes discussion, 40 or 30 minutes discussion we did so far, right? We have observed like how to import multiple packages and modules from multiple packages. And we have observed how to apply import a single import with all packages and modules, or separate imports for each module along with package. And also we have observed how to apply aliases when we have very big import statements. So to simplify that import statement names, right? I mean, not the import keyword, that package names or module names, if they are little lengthy, how do we simplify by applying aliases that we had discussed, right? All this. Hope you are clear, friends. I created a duplicate alias here. You can see here. So we have already ABC1 as A1 and AA as A1. In that case, this is not recommended one. Why? There will be a conflict here, right? Which one this A1 should A1 should access, either from test 3 or test 1. Obviously, I believe it will choose the latest one, not the first one. In that case, there is a little conflict here. Again, this is a quick point to remember, important point to observe. Suppose if you create same alias names for duplicate alias names for two different imports. In such case, which one does it choose? And do you have any error first? That is the first point we should check here. I don't see any error here in this case. And here it's developer who has to be careful in this case. So again, another important point to remember, when we have multiple imports and choosing that aliases, you have to choose them uniquely. That aliases should be unique. Make sure we don't have duplicate alias names. Okay, what happens now? Let's run this and observe what happens, so you get an idea. And yeah, this is not this is issue here. You can simply say A1.x, A1.y. Just testing. This is not actually a recommended approach. We have a duplicate alias here. But before I discuss this, are you good till this, friends? Can you please confirm in the chat box if you are clear on what we had discussed so far? Is that clear to everyone, friends? Can you please confirm in the chat box? Okay, I'm please confirm in the chat box, friends. Yeah. So now you see, this is again another important point. You have to keep observing all these, friends. Suppose question is again. Now we understood about full path, relative path. We'll talk when we discuss from import. We'll come back to this again. What maybe by now you should have a clear idea about full path or absolute path. Both are same meaning. Relative path we didn't discuss. We'll come to this discussion when we come to from import. There is another import called from import. Right, fine. But there is another important point to observe again. I'll write here, like in right important. Just adding here point to remember. What is that important point to remember? Can we have duplicate aliases? This is the question. So now run this code. You can see now we had duplicate alias names here. We have used same A1 for test1.abc1 and A1 for test3.aa. Can we have duplicate aliases like this? Run this now. Nothing. I think we can. This is allowed. But yeah, again, you can see now this is working for this. You can see here. What is that? This alias is working for this module a test3.a for this import. Now, once you add this A1 to declare this A1 for this second import like test3.a, then this is actually having a conflict. This is having an issue. That's what it is saying. Now, test3.a has no attributes A. Okay, that's fine. The issue is with these variables, friends. Now when we say A1, so now you can observe here when we try to put duplicate alias. Now what is happening here? So now A1, now your interpreter is only understanding this. What it's understanding? Interpreter is thinking that this A1 is pointing to this particular module now. Now this is overwriting. A1 is overwriting this previous this thing. When you add A1 here, then this becomes nullified. Means what? This doesn't have any this thing there. Now it is expecting A1 everything from this module itself, not from this module. So this is another important check we should do. Can we have aliases? So can we have duplicate aliases? Yes, if you put duplicate alias, the latest one will override the previous one. Now A1 is pointing to this module, not to this module here, this test1.abc1. So this is another important point to remember when the question is, what is important point to remember? So question 1, can we have duplicate aliases? Answer is no, we cannot. Okay, that is the answer. We cannot have duplicate aliases. Suppose out of curiosity, you try to test it. What happens now? We don't see any error with that alias. You can see this is automatically. This is not this automatically gone into little. It's not highlighted now. You can see here, right? And it is saying unused import statement. Leave it. But this doesn't. This is not meaningful. Now also second thing, when you declare alias for second time, this one will replace this one. Now A1 will be pointing to this module, but not to this module. That's why when we say A1.a, A is usually from which module? ABC1. And this B is from which module? ABC.1. But actually A1 is this alias is pointing to which module? A. And A has what? X and Y. Now that is why this error you can see at the bottom. There is an attribute error. What is that attribute error? This interpreter is saying, Manoram, where this Where did you bring this A from where you are bringing this member A? This module has just only X and Y. And where did you get this A? That is the question. That is the meaning of this error is that. So attribute error. Because A1 is right now is pointing to this module test AAA. In test AAA, in this AA module, we have X and Y. But actually that A and B are there in ABC1 module. And now that's what interpreter is asking. Where did you get this A Manoram? So in this module test A test 3.a you have X and Y. Okay, I'm fine with that. But this A and B where you are getting this, because A1 now is not pointing to this one. Now A1 is pointing to this one, means this is latest one is overwriting the previous one. Now you should have some other alias for this test1 dot abc1. So here you can put some T1 otherwise. Now this time it will work. Now change that alias name here. Instead of A1 put a T1. And here also change alias name A1 to T1. Now you can test your code, run your code. Everything will be fine. No problem. You can see. But this is the quick conclusion. Important points to observe. What is it? First question is, can we have important point to remember? Can we have duplicate aliases? Answer is no, we cannot. Suppose you try to create same alias name for two different import statements or two different modules or packages. If you try to import, what happens? Latest one will replace the old one. Means what? This you earlier we put A1 here, you can see. Now A1 now is pointing to the latest module, not the previous one. And and A1 cannot have access to members of this module now. Now A1 will try to have is pointing to only to this module, but not to this module. Remember that. And any access of A1 from this module leads to error, because now A1 is altogether is pointing to a different module now. So this is what happens when you try to have duplicate aliases, right? And not recommended. Make sure your aliases are always unique for each import statements. I hope this is clear, friends. Right. So that's the idea. Now switching to the next topic. These are important points to remember. Observe here. Is this clear till this, friends? Right. Next, move to the another topic. We had a lot of discussion on multiple things about these things. Okay. Now types of import. Okay, we had discussed regular imports and importing multiple packages or modules. Right. Sometimes we can directly import. Right. This modules, I mean packages. Sometimes it will be only modules. You can directly import module instead of package. Like for example, you have OS here. Import OS, right? You can see. So OS is just what it is. You can see here. It's just a module. By looking at that structure, you can easily understand it is a Python file. Suppose, let me just show you this. Some test one. If it is package here in PyCharm, you can see the difference here itself. If it is a package, you can see that folder structure, like Harish said, some camera kind of thing here, like what he said in last session. You can see that kind of structure for package. By looking at that, you can conclude, okay, I am importing package, but not module. Suppose you can see now, if we say OS, you can see you are importing module. You can, if you want, you can directly import module as well. It's not like you should be always package dot module. Sometimes there will be only modules, you can directly import them. Right, like you, right. So now that means these are in the current folder. These are all imported to your current folder so that you don't need that package dot import. I mean that module. So this is another important point to remember. Right? What is that? We can import modules directly. We can import modules with packages. It all depends on how they were stored in the packages, or how they were placed in the packages. The exact word, instead of stored, how these modules are placed in the packages. Second question is, are you trying to import from the current package or from different packages? Another question. And based on that, we decide whether to choose absolute path or relative path. This is a quick relative path here. This is not absolute. We are not choosing package dot here because this file is directly available to your module now, to your current module, which is text XYZ. If it is directly available, again, you don't need to say that package dot module name dot, all that is not needed. Right? So you can simply print something from that OS, something like printer. If you want to see what is there inside that, you can see there are many things here. All that is related to your operating system. And if you are playing with hardware related automations, then you can apply this OS and play with that. Okay, so that is the quick idea, friends. Maybe for just for testing purpose, let me just try to access one simple thing from OS. Okay, some OS dot. You can just try to path. Let's say I don't know what path we get here. Let's run this and see. And here we are seeing some error here. Not sure why. Okay, we just modified T1 while doing some discussion on this. Right click and then yeah, it's giving you some path from the some Python path from that this thing. Okay. Okay, fine. Just an idea how to import. Even if it is only a module, we can also import that. Just want to even discuss that with you, friends. Hope you are clear with all this now. Now next one. So that is the meaning of this. When you look like this, you don't need to get confused. We are seeing only just some module names here. Where is the package? So even another important point observe is what is it? I'll just add here so you get a clear idea. So what is it? It's not like always it should be. We can also import modules directly. Okay, modules directly provided if they were available to your current this thing. If they were available to your current module directly. If sometimes they won't be visible directly. In such case, you have to choose package name dot module name. And if they were directly accessible, you don't need to say package name dot module, but you can directly import like this if they were importable to your current module. Current module is test xyz.py. I hope this is clear, friends. So that is the idea, friends. Understood now? Another important point to observe is we can also impose module directly if they were available. Available. I am adding a clear point to our current program, or that program is also what we call technically in Python. Every program we write, small or big, is a module. Okay, if they are available directly. That's the quick another important point to remember. Right, friends? Next one. And if they are not available, then we should use that full path. Right. In this case, we are choosing some relative path. This is enough, friends. Right. Next one after that. Let's move to the next topic. So the other kind of import, which is very, very important even in Python, is from import. But this most of the time we prefer to use regular imports. But in some peculiar cases, some special cases, what we do, we try to depend on from import, friends. So now what is from import? That is the quick question. Right, again, an alternative form of import statement is nothing. Form of import statement is from import, which allows individual objects from the module to be imported directly into the caller symbol table. This is little too technical. Ignore for this caller symbol table for now. Symbol table. But remember up to this. What is that? Observe till before this. So what is a from import is in sense? It is an alternative import to our regular imports. And if you want to access some individual objects from that individual objects from modules, sorry, objects come from modules come from packages. That is the hierarchy. I'll just add here. What would be the hierarchy? So objects are from modules and modules are from M. Okay, let me just add here more. And modules come from packages. I'll rewrite this clearly. If somebody asks what is a package anywhere, so in Python or anything, package is a collection of modules. And module is, what is module, friends? Module is collection of objects. Objects means your variables, your methods, your classes, all these are modules, friends. Collection of objects. That's all, friends. Object means what? Object means it can be a, maybe if you want to be more clear, it can be a variable, it can be a method, it can be a class. Okay, anything like this. I think mostly these are objects in Python. Hope this is clear. This is a simple, again, standard naming standards to remember in Python. What would be package? What would be module? What would be object? If you want to be more clear on these things, just try to have that clarity here. I hope this is clear, friends. Do you understand from all this, right? I'm trying to give you a 360 degrees clarity on each and everything on what we are discussing here. Because this is not just related to only our modules topic or this import topic. This is needed throughout your Python. So I'm trying to, stuck here for a while and make sure that we are clear on all these things, friends. Okay. So I am done with that. And now what is from import is, it's a simple, an alternative import for regular imports, what we had discussed so far. Right, to import your objects from modules. That's all. We'll see. If you see examples, you get a quick idea more than not discussing about this theory here. Okay, let's jump into the example or a practical problem or a small project that gives us a clarity, friends. Okay. And again, so if you try to read this color symbol table, all this, you might get a lot of questions. I'll come back to this. I'll give you a quick summary on this before I wind up this module topic, probably today or in the next class. Now let's finish this from import today. What is from import? First, understand syntax. This is the syntax here. Regular import has syntax like this: import some package dot module, package 1 dot package 2 dot. I'll talk about sub packages as well. In that, I'll talk more on that. Right now, what is from import? It looks like this: from module name dot space import, and then your objects. So this is the syntax: from your module name and then import your objects. Names means your objects. Objects in sense your variables, your methods, your classes, all that, friends. And remember syntax, that's all. This is the syntax of from import, an alternative import to regular imports. Right. So that is the quick idea. Now we'll see some examples how to play with the from import. Right. You can see now. So I'm creating one more new file here. In this, we have so many. Closing all this, not to get confused with. Let me close all these tabs here. Okay, now create a simple file here. Simple file in test1, new some Python file. So just add some. I'm giving BBB, something like this. Okay, this is another new module we created just now. Now let's apply. Let's test this from import here. Now I want to import all other modules into this one. Either right. Suppose there are different cases here. I assume that take ABC 1 and then we have variables here in this. Similarly, adds few methods as well. Define F1 and then print. Otherwise, return A. Okay, this is one function. Let's create simple objects in each of these modules. Objects in sense your members. Okay, friends. And then define F2 and return B. Okay. Similarly, if you want, you can add few more. Just I'm adding few more members just to give you, just to have that a clear discussion on this from import. Okay. Define some add. Okay. Of course, we should add this parenthesis because these are methods, right? Or functions. Parenthesis is very important, and then return A plus B. I'm just adding this A and B directly. Maybe if you want, you can use third variable if needed. Okay. So these are all these are all now in this file we have variables and then we have methods in this module BBB. All these members are added. Maybe if you want, you can add some dummy class test and then colon and then just simply say pass because we didn't discuss OOP topic. I'm just adding a dummy class here. This is how we should create classes. Even if you don't understand anything, you can ignore this. It's not actually really needed to understand now. I'll give a very clear, detailed discussion on OOP, object oriented programming, all that OOP features we'll discuss. Now again, if you want, you can create as many classes you want. Class some A, okay, and then pass something like this. So just enough. We'll stop here. Now this is a module with variables, with methods, with classes. I think we covered almost all different objects in this module. Okay, so now let's try to. Sorry, where did we create? Inside ABC1, not BBB. So for this module ABC1, in this we tried to add all the spreads. We tried to add variables, methods, and then classes. Now let's test this from import. What is from import? Alternative import of this regular imports. Suppose from some module, if you want to import each of these objects, all these individual objects, then this is most recommended one. And the syntax look like this from that modules and then import. I believe we don't apply packages here. We don't use package.module. Right. Let's start playing with this. From suppose. So this is our current module. This is the one. This is the color now. So which is the color? BBB. BBB is trying to use this ABC1. Now we want to use this members of ABC1 in BBB. Right. This is the color and this is being called here. Right. So this is the quick idea. Now, if I want to use this ABC, suppose if this is in the same package itself. In such cases, so if it is in same package, you can just import it like this, something like from what? From ABC1 import. We are saying that from ABC1 we are asking to import. There are so many things here. You can see here when I say control space bar. Sorry, friends. It is showing all these members that are present in ABC1. Okay, what are all this that A, that B, that functions? Okay, that you can see here. And then that classes. By looking at them, you can see, you can easily understand. See, this PyCharm is so intelligent. You can see all variables are denoted as V. All functions are denoted as F. All classes are denoted as C. That is the meaning of these these alphabets here, friends. Understood now? So from that itself, you understand which are you can differentiate. You can differentiate which are variables, which are functions, which are classes of. Now here both of these modules are in the current package, same package. So in this case, I just want to import some of these members by applying this a special import from import. This is the syntax from that module. From which module you want to import into BBB from ABC1. I want to choose what I want to choose this like A, comma B. I'm importing variables. For me, just variables alone are enough. Then I can import them directly like this and then say something like print of the value of the value of A is okay. Placeholder and then dot format and then you can print A here. That's it over. Similarly, if you want, you can print the value of B is and then you can print it. Okay, now run this now. So this is from import friends. See here. What we are doing, we are trying to import some module directly and then we are trying to what we are doing, we are trying to import objects from that module or members from that module. Members means like this variables AB or functions like F1, F2 or classes like test and ABCs, AA, something like that. Okay, this is from import. So now you can see you run this directly. Now what happens? You can see those values are getting printed. And this is a quick idea about from import. Like, from that module name and then import what all objects which you want. This is a quick idea about from import. Now, similarly, right? This ABC has functions like you can see here. There are many functions here like F1, F2 or add all this. Suppose if I want to use these functions as well, what do? I can simply, what should I do now? I have to call like this, like F1. But if you call F1, it won't work. Why? F1 is not present in this BBB, right? It is present in ABC. If it is present in some other module, so members of one module, we can't access them directly in another module. If you want to use members of one module in another module, maybe it might be in the same package, but still, if you want to have access to members of one module in another module, then we should use import, either regular import or from import. From regular import is not needed as it is in the current package. We can just use this from import, which is much more simpler than regular import. So that we can choose which objects we want to import from this here. That's all. That individual objects. Now, okay, but I think you are clear, right? Right, you are clear. One important point to remember again. So question is, can we have access to members of one package, one module instead of package? You say it's not package. One module in another module. Can we have direct access? Let me reframe this question. Direct access of members of. Okay. One module in another module. This is the question. So can you please answer this in the chat box before we continue the discussion, friends? This is the question for you. So this is the question. Can we have direct access of members of one module in another module without using any import like regular import or from import? Is it possible? Please answer this question in the chat box, friends. No, I think you are clear on that, right? No, answer is no. Yes. Maybe if you want to test it, just try. Remove this from import here. Immediately, right? ABC1 is then present in the same package. And then BBB is present in the same package. Both are in same package. Even they were not in other packages or even they were not in two different packages. But still now, you see now. Now go to BBB. Now, as soon as I remove this import from import, you can see now when I remove this, you can see errors in pointing errors on with this A and B here, friends. You are seeing errors with A and B. Why? because even though our modules are present in same package, if you want to use members of one package, one module in another module, imports are required. It might be regular import or it might be from import. It's a different story. But imports are required. Without import, even modules of present in the same package, we can't access them. I hope this is clear. So what is important point to remember again? So answer is no for this. And point to remember is if we want to access members of, I think we had discussed this earlier as well, but I'm trying to make sure that every point is clear to you. Import access members of one module in another module. So what is important? Imports. What is it? Comma. Import is important. Importing module. Okay, if required modules is important. Okay, this is important point to remember. Instead of important is mandatory. You can just show is mandatory, compulsory. So this is important point to remember again for us. So these are all important points. So just remember, friends. Right. So for that, we can choose now. By now, you know you have some idea how to use imports like regular import or from import. If it is regular import, as this is in the same package, you can simply say import some ABC1. This is enough. If it is in the same package, if it is in other packages, then we should say that package dot that module name. The same package, this is one approach. But if you just import like this is not enough. Then again here you have to call it like ABC1.a and then again ABC1.b. You have to call each member of that module with that module name here. If you when you are accessing those members or objects or variables or methods or classes, you should access like this. So this is about playing with regular imports. Suppose if you want to do the same with from import, how do you rewrite it? See here, first thing from, you have to change this to from that module and then import what? That objects. Which objects you want to import? You want to import A, you want to import B, then you want F1, you want F2, you want add, and then you want that class, maybe control space bar AAA, comma, and you want that test like this. Right? This is how you can import, friends. You can import your this thing. Is that clear, friends? This is how you should apply this from import. How to apply? From that module name, then import all this. Choose all different objects which you want to import. It's not like, again, another important point to remember. It's not like you should import every object that is there in the module. Here, just for testing purpose, we are just trying to import all objects. But in real time, we don't try to import each and every object that is present in some module. Remember, friends, choose whichever that is needed for that application. That's all, friends. But we are doing some testing here, so we are just trying to import all these modules that are there in this. All these objects that are there in this module. And this is how we should create from import. From import is something which is acting on at a module level, not at package level. Remember this. This is acting on acting at module level. And from that module, you can choose whichever objects you want to import, right? And then now when you have from import, you don't need to explicitly call these members with this module name. This is not needed. Okay, so right, you can remove that module name. So this is difference. Now you can also understand some differences between regular imports and from imports. If it is regular import, once you do that import, again, every time you call those members or objects, what you should do, you should call each member explicitly with that module name or package name, package dot module name. But for this from import, you don't need all that. You just need to do this import at the beginning and choose what objects you should import, and you can use them anywhere in that program without any other further explicit imports. Okay, now you can call F1. F1 is returning some value. So either assign that return value to some variable, or you can print this F1 directly. Print off the value of F1 is okay. So that is returned from F1. That is the meaning of that F1 meaning. Okay, this one. Similarly, you can try to print what? Just close this. Okay. F2 is this one. Okay. And similarly, there is one more method function, right? You can also test it if you want. It's not like you need to import everything and you need to print everything, friends. This is as we are just doing it in the for the first time. We are testing all these things. That's all. We're just trying to test everything. Okay. Is that clear, friends? Right. Let's try to apply add. Okay. And if you want to print classes, nothing will come from these classes, just showing you. Okay. Just giving you a quick idea. If you want to use anything from a class, we should create object and then try to call them. But we don't have anything in classes. But still, if you want to print those objects. So let me just creating. You don't need to understand anything about these classes. Just remember, just ignore. Just observe that's all, friends. Objects for classes. Like, So what is first one? A. Some A equal to. This is how we create objects for classes in Python. And some test equal to something like test parentheses. So now we created objects like this for both of these classes A and test. Maybe if you want, you can print this objects and see what is there. Okay. Print. Just print references enough, friends. You don't need anything. Okay. The reference of. Okay. A is. You can just put a placeholder and then apply dot format and then just pass A here. Just printing that object explicitly. And then again printing that test one. Okay, just printing that reference of test here. Just printing that object reference, that's all. And this is from import. Is this clear? I'll ask few concluding questions, summary questions at the end. Maybe try to answer those questions, friends. That gives you an idea how much we had understood about modules or pack, about this imports, about modules, about imports, about packages, everything. But this is clear, right? Right. So let's try to run this code and see what would be our outputs. There is nothing we are doing. All is known to you, except that this module topic. Don't we know this? Except that import concept and that regular and from imports and this different styles of this imports. All other things are known to you. Don't we know variables? Don't we know methods or functions? Classes anyhow we didn't discuss, but these are very basic things. Right, I didn't just create any complex classes here. So we know most of this stuff except this import thing, but now we should be clear. This is from import. As we are very clear, if you want to import any member of one module in another module, imports are needed. So now we are using from import. And again, very important point, from import acts at module level, not at package level. Remember this. And here we are just trying to import this module and trying to, what is it, friends? Import these objects. Right? And now we are printing them. Let's test this code now. Shall we test it now? Are you ready? to observe the outputs. Let's test it, friends. Okay, right click and then say, yeah, BBB. You can see here. Object is nothing but it internally it is having some hash code. It is printing that. You don't need to again worry about this output here for AAA and B. Sorry, test. This is actually the address of objects. When you print reference, we get address of that object. Okay, you can see it's showing object and you can see other outputs. You can see here. You can see here, friends. So what's happening here? This value is not sitting in this. The value of this one is okay. We didn't apply format function here. That's why that value is not placed into the placeholder. Okay, you have to close one more here, close that, and close one more, and then apply stuff is put dot, and here also dot format, and then just pass that function here. Enough. Now run this. You get proper output. Okay, you can see now. Still, there is some problem for this. Okay. You can simply just add dot format. That's all. Dot format. Okay, and then just add it to the format method. Now you will get proper output, friends. You can see everything looks good here in the output. So this is about from import and how we are trying to import it, all this. But there are few important observations. What is it? So another type of import is this, friends. Let's have some quick points here. Let's have this. So when we talk about from import, what is that you should observe here? Point one, important point to remember. From import, as discussed, it will act at which level? At module level, not at package level. For cross testing, if that statement is a valid one or not, let's try to have a cross test. Use another one more. Now let us try to use some of these members from another package. So from you say test to something like this dot test ABC. Right, let's try this now. So one scenario, we try to use module directly and try to apply imports. But anyhow, there is so much of discussion here. We'll do one by one. There is another scenario. What is that scenario? So this is one thing we are observing from import acting at module level. I want to cross check like whether from import act only at module level or does it act at package level is my question now. Okay, so let us see that. I'll just extend this for 10 more minutes, friends, as we started little late today. So, right. So I hope you are okay with that, right, friends? Can you please confirm if you are okay to extend for 10 more minutes? Okay, thank you. Thank you, friends. I think there is so much of discussion here. Actually, there are so many important observations. No problem. So one thing is we have observed what is it from import acting at a module level. This is one thing. Second thing. So right, can we use from import at package level is the question. So now we are testing it. Can we use from import like how we have used regular imports from import at package level? Package means can we use it to import packages as well and from packages those modules? Let us see. So is the question now we should cross check this. What you can do, we can use the same file or same module to test that question. Now what you can do from let us see, there are so many packages in this project. So we'll take A. Is there some? Yeah, let us test this. So this third package, test 3, has this module AAA. And now what we want to import this into our current module here, right? BBB. And but altogether this is a different module. Suppose you see here from AAA import. When you say it directly, you can, this time you are seeing an error. What? When I'm trying to import AAA directly, A is present in which module, which package? Test 3. It is not, it's not present in the current package. See, if some module is in the current package, the advantage is you can directly import it to your right, your module, current module or another module, and you can have access to those members. That you can do. Right. But this ABC is present in the current module, which is test 1, and even BBB is in the current module. Sorry, same package, not module, friends. I'm correcting. ABC is present in the same package, test 1, and BBB is, this module is also present in the same package. In such cases, we can directly import one module in another module without any issues. But if some modules are present in other packages, then it's not just, we cannot directly import module, but we have to import that package dot module. We have to import both. That full path is important. Another important point to observe here. Okay. So here when I say from A, we are seeing error. Why? Is this A is present in the current package? No, it is present in some other package, test 3. In such cases, right, a module from different package, we cannot import it directly in this module, which is one from this package test 1. So what is that we should do now? Use full path. How? We have to use test 3 dot AAA. Then what, from that A, what do you want to import? Now control space bar, you can see X. Right, comma, you can choose Y if you want. Now you can print them as well. Okay, like, you know, how we did this for this one, right? Right, and then you just change these variables and then X and X, and then Y and Y. Now let's run this and test it. Okay. Now you have this, X has 10 and Y has 20. Let's change values so it makes more sense to us, some 100 and 200, so that we don't see the same values. You can see now this time AB is 10 and 20, and XY is what, friends? 100 and 200. So we are seeing some different output this time, but it is coming expected. So means what? Again, another important observation, from is not just acting at module level, it also can be used to act at package level. So it acts all levels. There are 2 levels here, package level, module level, and object level. Right. So now we can see this from import also can be used at both levels, package and module. Another important observation. So can we use import, this from import at package level? What is your answer now? Yes. Right. Next one. And now this is a simple idea about from import, friends. This is how, what is from import and how to apply from import, the syntax, right? And then, but you can see here this time, right, we are not using full path. If we are using from import here, we are just choosing that package dot module name and then importing those objects and using them directly in your code. That's all. But if it is regular import, everywhere you just need to import that package and module first, or module first, and then everywhere, right, each time you are trying to import some member, you should use that full path. Without that, regular imports won't work for us. But You can see with from imports, there is that difference here. Every time you don't need to use that package dot module, that full path is not required. And this is what we call relative path. Here, if you're with from import, one big difference you see from regular imports and from imports is if it is regular import, always you should use that full path. Of course, you can simplify that with aliases. It is a different thing, but still we are using full path there or absolute path with the members. But if it is from import, we don't use absolute path. We just try to import either a module or package or anything, and we just import those objects directly. And here we are just directly accessing those members without any further explicit paths here, explicit imports. I mean that package name or module names here. So, and this is what we call relative path. You can see here. What is it, friends? This is what we call a relative path. Hope this is clear. What is it, friends? A relative path. What is relative path? You don't need that complete package dot module dot member name. We just with from import what we did here, friends. We just said from that module name, choose what objects you should import, and then you can freely use them wherever you want in the code without any further explicit package or module name here. Explicit use of package or module name. So these are relative paths. Here, this is called relative path here. I hope you are clear now. What is relative? Just choosing that object names is alone is enough here. And that is what we call relative path. Right? Is this clear, friends? And this from import is same like regular import. This also acts at both object, I mean, at module level as well as package levels. Both levels. We can use it either to import package with modules or only modules, like however we want. We can use even from import. But the difference is if it is regular import, we should use absolute path to access members of your module. Right. But if it is from import, while just importing, we just need to choose that full that for path. Later on, once we add this import statement from import statement, we just need to choose this relative path. And once means we don't need to explicitly use that package name or module name with the members. So this such scenario is relative here. I hope you are clear now. That is big difference. Of course, at memory level, there are some differences. Okay, right. I'll talk about it in the next session, but we have almost covered the important this thing of both packages, modules, import, and regular imports from imports, all that. Okay, right. Let's run this now. Anyhow, one more time. You can see the output. Yes, this is tested already. So few important point observations. So from import acts at both levels. But here another important point to observe here is what from import uses relative path to access members of what from import uses. You don't need that explicit use of package name or module name. Module name every time you access a member. Every time you access a member. So from import uses a relative path of members. Full path is not needed. Or you can say objects. Only while importing for one time you need to import if something needs to be imported from package. And from next time onwards, you can directly use those members or objects in your code directly. So this is from import, another important point. And again, a question. There are few more things. There are many other, few more scenarios, use cases we need to talk on from import. Maybe we'll do that in the next week. Next week, definitely we'll have a session. Mostly, I think we'll have by 10 o'clock, friends, because if any delay is there from my side on previous nights, so it would be helpful to adjust this schedule, right? So please prepare mentally that we have a session at 10 a.m. on weekends, like Saturday and Sunday. But okay, we'll conclude that at the end. Okay, this is a simple idea. I hope by now you should have that clarity, with modules, packages, regular imports, from imports, everything should be clear by now, how to use them. My suggestion is, once we do a session like this, friends, so we are done with this about all different imports, right? Still we have few more things like sub packages, how to use, if you have, how to add few more sub packages and how to access them. That we'll see in next week. Mostly by next Saturday, we can close this modules topic and jump to files topic. Let's play with files and have a much more practice with files as well. Very important topic for real time. Okay, because we play a lot with files in any kind of applications, right? So that's it, friends. Hope we'll stop this session here today. What we do, I'm stopping recording.